much. It's rarely that I'm introduced by such a dynamic and amazing MC. Please, I'd like to give a round of applause to Mr. Baki. Very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I asked, when I arrived in here, I asked Chris Talk, my good friend, who I regard as kind of like somebody that I've known for a long time, in a way a mentor of mine also, in a funny way. Who should I greet? You know, normally you come to these things and you spend 5 minutes saying, you know, Chris Talk, this. And he said, no, forget about this, just greet all of you, the students here. So I expected students to come in. But instead I got investment bankers. You know, what is this? You all dress so well. I'm just so amazed by how awesome you all look. So I think I'd like to give you, please, a round of applause for dressing so well, for looking so cool, and for actually getting up here, out of bed, and being with me here today. I think it's great. So you didn't have to do this, you know. And I was sitting nearby, because I came a bit early, I'm a little bit early riser, and I had the roti canai and my usual pitare, and I was thinking to myself, I had to have a second roti canai. One was not enough, because I was a little bit worried about coming to see you. I didn't know what to say, you see. And I looked through your bios, I was really amazed by all the things that you have done, how diverse where you all come from. Different types of university, different part of the country, even international, which is quite amazing. So I got quite excited about coming here. And I thought, wow, you are all leaders in a way. You know, you're all doing something where you're actually, at your stage, probably ahead of what I was at your time. Okay, I was a bit of a student leader in university, not a huge one, and some of you have started things which I didn't start things. You know, I just took on other stuff. So I was quite interested and quite amazed by it. But I thought maybe I should say something which might help you to remain as leaders, right? A lot of my student leaders when I was a kid, when I was your age, are nowhere now. And why is that? So I thought, maybe something that helps you to stay ahead of the curve and remain as leaders might be something to just kick off today with. So I thought about talking about building your brand, your personal brand, as a leader. This guy, Napoleon Bonaparte, French leader, he once said, a leader is a dealer in hope. And I thought that was quite cool because, you know, people like Chris, when I speak to him, I feel hopeful everything can be achieved. I just listen to him, I thought, wow, great. And so, in that way, Chris is actually a leader. I feel hopeful. Maybe all of you feel hopeful. And sometimes, you know, when you are in a difficult situation later on, you will inspire people when things look very dark to actually feel confident about winning whatever it is you are trying to achieve. So a leader is an optimistic person who gives hope to the group and to the individual. So I thought about a few things. I thought I might mention to you 5 things. Just 5 things. I know you had 3 words. I also got 5 things. They're a bit long, but let's see how we go. Speaking up, having a point of view, number 1. Making a difference. That is where Chris and all the I people seem to be good at. Working with good brands. That's important also. I look at the brands here today. I think them as brands they are EYE-Iclif, My Harapan, Talent Corp, ICAW. I'm wearing my ICAW tie. Good thing, huh? Kuala Lumpur Education City, Grand Malaysia, IEG, Teach for Malaysia, good friends at Teach for Malaysia, Young Corporate Malaysia, my God, they're fantastic. Leader Economics, well, so many, Isaac, Masca, and UKC, and so on. I thought, wow, now I know why we're here. We have to be here with them. I have to associate with them. I want to be with them. I'm building a network and also reading lots of stuff, ladies and gentlemen. So, number 1, speaking up, having a point of view. It's really not enough just to be a leader, try to start up things like this, get people together, but you also have to speak up. Think about things which you want to talk about and make a difference and improve upon, and for that you have to speak up. So don't be afraid to. You know, when I was at school in Malaysia, I was a school nearby, a Victoria institution, and then I went to UK. And I found myself, I thought I was a very good student because I kept quiet, right? I don't question things, okay? And my teachers in Victoria institution thought that was a good thing, right? I didn't have a point of view. I just came to school every day on time. My hair was short, my button was buttoned up, my tie was up to the top sometimes. And so that was good. When I got to UK, I found I was the bottom of the class. And I tried to work out why. The grades were okay, but they said, because you don't ask questions. You don't want to challenge the teacher. Hey, in VI, challenging the teacher was really bad stuff. And then I go to UK, challenging the teacher is good stuff. I couldn't get my head around it. So I say to you, speak up, challenge the status quo, have a point of view, and put your message clearly, simply, easy to understand. Don't be so difficult. Make a difference. Secondly, do things differently, you know. And again, let's take you on from the speak up thing. The next stage is actually make a difference. And you see that people like Chris, people like Young Corporate Relations, UKEC, and so on, who I have worked with for many years, always they make a difference. They come to PwC with this huge story about how we need some help from PwC and how we're going to do this. We're going to get PM law, we're going to get ministers to come and all this kind of stuff. I'm thinking, Salika and Polly at the back were thinking, no way this is going to happen. But they achieve it somehow. So try to make a difference. And all these things, this sitting in here was just an idea. And then the I people talked to the EYE-Iclif people, they made a difference, get it together. All these different people are sitting at the back to help you today. I'm really interested to hear what they have to say. And another thing, when you make a difference, senyum sikit. You must be the kind of optimistic make a difference person, right? Not the doom and gloom make a difference person. Hate that. You know, who wants to follow the doom and gloom guy? You know, when you can follow the, you know, the optimistic happy woman. You see, not just men, huh? Women also, right? Work with good brands. The third thing. Work with good brands. As you go through life, you get a choice. People like you, because we're leaders, you're probably good students also, you have many, many choices in life. Pick the good brands that you want to associate with. I'll tell you a story. I graduated from university in UK. Then I applied for many, many jobs in chartered accountancy to do my ICAW. And I got so many rejections. You know, have you ever had rejections? Maybe not, but I have. Many, many, many rejections. So what I did was I joined a medium-sized firm in the UK because that was happened to be the best I could get. So I got in there, you know. And then I worked there for a number of years, then I moved up to Pricewaterhouse. So, you know, I associated myself with the better brand as soon as I could. And with PwC, you know, my kind of brand took off as a result of that. So, always trying to associate yourself with good brands. See, I'm proud to mention to you that I'm with PwC. I'm proud to mention to you that I'm with ICAW, or I'm president of MICP. I'm proud to mention that. So, you know, associate yourself with good brands, good things that you can put in your CV, because not only is it looks good, also you learn a lot from good companies and good brands. So, good brands are very important. Build your network. Here's an important thing which I really only recently have understood how powerful a network is. And people like my brother, have you heard of my brother? I've got two brothers, Cam Raslan and Karim Raslan. Those guys are sicken me, really. You know, because they're all networking all the time, and it took me a long time to understand that actually networking is important. And I was one of those lousy networkers. I would go to something like this, I would chuck away all the cards, never get in contact, and therefore I was poor as a result, because I didn't have friends. A network is a bunch of friends who will help you out when times are difficult. Okay? You know, I'll tell you a story. In PwC we have a blog attacking us. And so I felt really bad about it. Until I talked to Chris Top, one Firdaus from Young Corporate Relations, and they said, forget about it. You know, my network of friends outside the firm helped us and made me feel better. You know, so I have all these friends, and the network is very important. My network, Kuala Lumpur Business Club, MICPA, ICAW, my network of friends at UKEC, Maskan now, I've met them as well, Young Corporate Relations. These are very important to me and to PwC, because I got a bunch of friends I can call upon. So take down every name you have. Try to email people. Try to include them in your Facebook. I don't even know what Facebook is. Do you know that? I talk about Facebook, I confess to you. the reason I'm not in Facebook, there's a simple one. I'm sure you can work it out. I asked my kids, can I be with you on Facebook? Exactly. I got that answer, and so I'm not on Facebook. So my network says it's not include my kids, but hopefully it can include you. So please network with each other. You see those people in the back table there? All those quite glamorous people, all that. Network with them as well. Send them something. I'll tell you how to do it. You don't just email. But you see something in your reading. I'll talk about reading later. You cut something out, or you send them a link. Send it to them, to each other. That is the kind of networking that adds value to them. They think, wow, I learned something from you. I will therefore be your friend. So network like carefully and well. Reading. This is, I'm sorry, are you Malaysians? Most of you? Yes? Malaysian, yeah. That means by definition, you're not going to read anything once you graduate. Maybe star lah, just headlines. Actually reading the stuff, no. What's the point of reading? Right? Reading is for other people. Well, I'll tell you who yes, reading is for other people. It's for the leaders. Okay? Reading is for the leaders. And I have found that CEOs, because I know a lot of CEOs in my job, CEOs all read stuff. They don't just go around schmoozing, you know, shaking hands, kissing babies, talking to students. They read stuff. So, I'll give you suggestions of what to read. I'm in my field, which is kind of business, finance, that kind of thing. So I read The Edge. Oh, you're writing down. That's very good. I read Starbiz. I read Malaysia Insider. Johan Raslan was my good friend. I read Malaysia Insider. I also read the Financial Times, or FT. It's not wow lah. No, it's simple. FT is very good, right? You read it online, it's very good. And read that. The Economist also. Because one day it's going to happen to you what happened to me. I went onto a plane. I was in business class. Whoa. So cool. I was in business class. Now no more business class. All PwC, we all take economy class. But those days, business class, very cool. I thought, oh, it's like a 9 p.m. flight going to arrive at midnight somewhere in Malaysia. And I thought, oh, next to me, a very important lady. She looked at me like, oh, yo. She also wanted to sleep. And then she saw me like, oh my God, who's this Johan guy, this young wannabe fella, you know, wanting to talk to me. And I didn't really want to talk to her, but she didn't want to talk to me. It was mutual. Huh? But we did talk to each other because we're polite people. And I thought, what am I going to talk to this person? She's so atas. And I'm so bawah. You know, and you feel the same way, you know, sometimes. We all do that. But luckily, I had read The Economist, very thin, nippies punya publication, and it has articles on many, many things. And I started thinking, okay, what did I just read? Just half an hour ago, my mind blanked, but it came back. So I started using that. And I find you read The Economist, FT, whatever, gives you something to talk about. Did you see the article about the investment bankers' pay? You know, did you see the article about the stock market in Greece and blah, 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 blah? So we got together a conversation. Then later I mentioned an article that I sort of remembered. And she said, Johan, that's good. Can you send me the article? I thought, oh my God, did I make it up? So, luckily I went back, luckily it's true. Thank God they sent her the article. So, you know, read the stuff. Because life is a competitive thing, isn't it? We're competing all the time. Baki is competing against other MCs. He has to be better than the other MC. Otherwise, we don't want him, right? That's right. But he can speak Mandarin. That's the difference. That was one of the many differences. You know, about Baki, I immediately noticed, Sana can speak Mandarin. That's so cool. You know, some cannot even speak English. But, you know, he can speak Mandarin, English, Malay, and maybe other Tamil. I'm sure he can speak lots of other stuff. But that make a difference. So, you have to just be ahead of the rest. By reading, you're already in the top 5% of Malaysians, I think. Something like that, right, Salika? You know, so you just do that, you're already ahead of the rest. Next thing, you have to open your mulut and stuff must come out. Good stuff, huh? No. So, another thing is it's global. This is a global world. We can't all go everywhere. We can't go to Timbuktu, Delhi, Shanghai, London, New York every day. But by reading stuff, we are global in our head. So if the global comes into our kepala, we can sit next to the important person, spur the stuff, make sure you don't bluff about the article, otherwise you'll be in big trouble. And then you're away. You're already top 5. So easy enough. I'd like to end with a little quote. 20 years from now, you'll be more disappointed by the things you didn't do by the things you do. Now, by coming here, you're not going to be disappointed. I'm sure of that. But those who signed up, but couldn't be bothered to get out of bed, and decided to stay in bed and read that kind of, you watch that TV thing that comes from the satellite thing, whatever it's called, instead of coming to see the real Baki here today, they'll be disappointed. So, be present with your presence. So I talked about speaking up, having a point of view, right? I also talked about making a difference wherever you go. Don't just be same, be different. Work with good brands. Build your network. We all need friends in life. Read, baca, lots and lots of stuff. Sina, read that as well. And Symposium. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum, and I hope you have a really good day. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.